Hello, everyone out there, every bot, every con. It is Ironcaster here, and don't worry, I'm not alone. Brought the cassettes with me, and I brought along with me Fenrir. How we doing, buddy? How's the best Maximal around?
Yeah, I'm doing great, and there's all this. Let's just do this, have fun, and always remember the Bay movies were nothing but a collective drunken and quite possibly induced hallucination by all of humanity combined, because nothing that bad could possibly be true.
Oh, you talk about the Michael Bay movies?
Yes.
Ah, oh come on! They brought a lot of fun. They brought a lot of love. We got uh uh we we got truck nuts on Devastator.
Nah.
Take those off.
Still
Don't need.
feel they could have done better. I mean, how hard would it have been to give us the G1 designs? I mean, sometimes it's pretty hard to understand what all this super robotic look they were giving the cons and the bots.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. I have no idea what they were thinking about those movies, but I thought we would kick this off a little bit, and I thought I'd kick off a little something here with the streams and talk for a little bit and see what see if we talk about some Transformers for a bit.
All
So,
right then, lead the way, dude.
all right. So I guess kind of getting into a little bit of my own personal origins with the series. I, like many others in that age range of those, late too little too late into the 80s and early into the 90s. I was someone who grew up with Beast Wars, and have them over here. In fact, one of my first Transformers, apologies for that, was just to show one off. I got a little 2-pack that had a alligator Megatron and a bat Optimus. It was like very simple, very simple engineering to these guys, where all I have to do is pop up on the tail, and he's mostly in beast mode. Not a whole lot to him, but oh, come on,
Okay.
get a little face there.
Hmm.
So I guess, of course, I did that to myself. Anyway, so one of the first where the first idea was going to be that these characters were just a continuation of the original Gen 1 series. And eventually they decided to, I guess, go a different way, and we wound up getting the the Beast Wars series that we now have 25 years later to be able to enjoy. What about you, Fenrir? What was there any particular series? Was there a toy, something that brought you into it?
Well, originally I was brought into this when I was a little kid by watching the old cartoons, Transformers animated. I mean, it wasn't exactly the biggest thing, but it was pretty okay. I mean, I'm still disappointed never had a season 4, but a lot of fan works on YouTube are pretty satisfying. But still, it was pretty, it was alright because it got me interesting into it. So I went online, found out this was a way bigger thing than what it was. Started buying some action figures, old DVDs of the old show, yada yada yada. Short story short, I got addicted as hell, and I loved it. Still do.
Yeah, it was a pretty good series. It was better than I expected.
Yeah.
Just to pull them up, that it was really a kind of a cartoony show that was wound up being
Yeah,
better than I expected.
yeah. It
Uh,
had this huge cartoony feel that really, if you look at the original Transformers, you kind of think to get driven out of it. But if you go, the story's pretty good. It's pretty good with it. I mean, the whole shift on the natural order of things with Optimus Prime, his art, character development, everyone's character development, pretty good. Seriously, it needed another season.
I remember watching a bit of it, but I didn't really get a chance to go and like marathon it by any means.
You should. You should get. You should. You should get. It's just probably the weekend. Get one time. Watch as much as you can.
Like, I remember there's some really cool bits. Like they had what was it? Weird Al voicing Wreck-Gar, which is really the perfect pairing of those two.
Yeah.
You must be some kind of idiot. You must be stupid to do that. I dare to be stupid.
This is a lot of great. It really had great developments of old bots into the modern world. Still think that they're still done. I'm gonna say, still think they're treating Wheeljack a bit dirty in most Transformer movies and cartoons. They haven't done him right.
Yeah, it was always unfortunate to see how some characters never got really done right.
Yeah,
Hey, Alien Ogre, welcome. Yes, yes, I think
welcome.
we all love Transformers. I love me some Transformers. I love me some Gundam. I love me anything mechs. Mechs, big bots, Transformers especially. You know,
There's a bot. There's a bot. I think that hasn't getting any form of respect lately.
oh, who's that?
Springer.
Oh, Springer.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten respect on anything. You haven't seen him in nothing. No movies, no cartoons. Come on, the guy was a good one.
Oh, are you all very familiar with the IDW comics?
Only a few issues.
Because probably one of the best things to have to do with Springer, aside from the original G1 cartoon that Alien Ogre there is, sharing his love for, was the comic series Last Stand of the Wreckers, which I don't know. Are you familiar with it? Hello? Hmm. Well, we seem to be having a little bit of issues here, but I guess I can keep
Okay, I'm not
going.
100%.
Oh,
I'm
there
not
we go.
100% knowledgeable of the stories of the IDW, but if it has a good plot for Springer, I'll go check it out. I mean, come on, the guy was a triple changer. He needs more respect. Doesn't It's just sad that they're not using a lot of the bots or cons of the old times.
Well, I suppose if you want to see more with Springer, then I would also recommend go check out the Marvel UK comics, which is where that team originally came from. That was where you got to see Springer and his little team of these elite bots that had been doing basically like the SEAL Team 6 work of the Autobots. That they would go in, they would go do the hard missions, the dangerous missions that no one else would be willing to do to save the day, to keep fighting and winning,
All right.
which had some great lineups to it over the years. We could probably look that up, but
I'll do
it's
that.
so yeah. My probably one of my favorite series by far was Beast Wars. Beast Wars was that series that really brought me into it, and it's a divisive thing, I know, and it's unfortunate that the animation and by far just hasn't really aged as well. Where by modern standards, that looks it looks finished. It looks like the rough draft, which I'm not sure what they could do about that. I'd love to see a remake, but I'd be afraid to
Yeah,
see what they do in the modern
yeah, I'm gonna
day.
be honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of the Beast Wars.
It's a divisive series. I know, but it's
No,
not.
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying it never got to me, really.
Oh yes, it there was really something about it, but the voice work where you had just the best Megatron, like as good as Megatron, as good as G1 Megatron was. Just something about the voice of, oh, can I not find it, of David K doing the voice of Megatron just works. That the deep baritone of it, as he's just reading off these lines and having a lot of fun with it. In fact, the guy has so much fun with the character that to this day he'll go and read on YouTube Christmas, like he'll go read little Christmas messages around the holidays to people doing the Megatron voice. It's a lot of fun to check out.
Okay, okay then, because a, a Transformers show without a good Megatron isn't a real Transformers show.
Oh, it's tough to do to be able to justify anything without Megatron at this point for Transformers. Though I would sure love to. I would really love to see that him return to the Walther PPK for his alt mode because I want that freaking gun.
Yeah, we haven't seen that in a weird while. I mean,
Well, you got to remember that for the toys, to be able to sell toys, they can't exactly justify selling guns. It's just it's standards and practices nowadays that just can't really be justified, which is really unfortunate. And I get it.
yeah, corporate BS. But hey, I suggest if you're a real Transformers fan, I would suggest looking for this cartoon called Transformers Prime. It is insanely good. I mean, it is a masterpiece. I mean, it is an obvious image of what probably if Michael Bay actually gave a shit, what the whole universe could have been. I mean, it modernizes most of the Transformer works of old time, gives us a small team of Autobots against a huge team of Decepticons, gives us a lot of great characters from the old G1, and actually succeeded on doing one thing. It made the human characters useful.
See, I remember watching a little bit of the
Entertaining.
first season, and I didn't really get a chance to get too much into it. Like by the time they got around to the Predacons, I just for whatever reason lost track of the channel, or I wasn't able to watch it, which is unfortunate because from what I've seen, from what little bits I've seen of it from clips and whatnot, the world building that they did wind up bringing in were pretty cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I loved specifically how they did the primes and their ancient weapons and all the mystical aspects of Cybertron and the Transformers, well, lineage, all of the cool stuff about. I mean, you sometimes forget that there's a lot of weird magic in this universe.
It's, it's such a fun series overall.
Yeah, yeah. It
especially especially
started
all the
with two.
crosswords they've been able to do.
Yeah, really started with a group of Autobots versus the Decepticons, two robot armies duking each other out, fisting each other, lasering each other, and now it ends with the half alien robot god fighting a giant robot god called Unicron. Every time. I mean, this franchise has gone a long way.
Well, speaking about coming a long way, we got coming to us from the corporate the sectors of space, the greatest Green Lantern of them all, Mister Brightest Day.
Gentlemen, how are we?
Hail, brightest day!
How are you,
Finally,
Thin
we get
Air?
to speak to each other on a stream.
Yeah, I apologize. And I tried to explain this last Tuesday when I was doing my build stream. I have a lot of stuff going on right now, and I do want to do that stream with you. I do want to set that up.
No, no, I get it, dude. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
after my court date is next Tuesday. So after that, I will be much more aware of what's going on with my life. Just
All
as an
right, then.
apology.
All right.
Did you? Is the lawyer a Decepticon?
Mine's not. Hers is.
Aren't all lawyers Decepticons deep down? Let's be honest.
Sure, we'll go with that. So you were talking Beast Wars when I first joined.
Yes. It's the 25th anniversary of Beast Wars, and it's something to kind of look back on and reminisce about.
Man, it's been that long, hasn't it?
I know. And have you seen any of the new figures on that? I'm getting a little. Hang on, getting a little bit of feedback.
I'm not hearing anything. So
Maybe I'm just hearing things.
I have noticed that on multiple
Oh,
streams
that
there's
was
been an
me.
echo issue with StreamYards.
Okay, no, that was me. I had it up in another tab and didn't realize it.
Okay, yeah. No, but I can very quickly look those up real quick just to get an idea of what you're talking about, because I remember, like you were alluding to earlier, that being the one that was on TV in the morning when I was getting ready to go to school. That was what I was watching. It was like, this is amazing. And some of my fondest memories are from that show.
I got a few things up here I can bring up. But did I don't know. What was? Did you have a particular first one you had gotten that you can remember?
I had Dinobot and Rhinox
Oh,
and
Well,
Rat Trap
if
because
I have
Rhinox
to
was my
say,
boy.
the only Autobot action figure I got from all that was She-Torn.
oh,
Okay, yep.
yeah.
That nothing else.
Like my
Oh,
first
and
couple.
Primal.
I never did
And
get a
Primal.
chance to get Primal.
I had the not the original Optimus Primal, but the one after they go back to Cybertron and it becomes this horrific looking orange and purple monstrosity of a transformer. Okay.
Oh, from the Beast Machines.
Yeah, the Transmetal or whatever it was that they called it. Yeah, I had that, and then I had, like I said, the Beast Form Dinobot, Rhinox because Rhinox was my favorite, and Rat Trap.
I don't know. I just want to point this out for Alien Ogre. No. Soundwave is the judge. It's Shockwave. He's pure logic.
My God, just imagine having him as a judge. The chances would be way
Logic
bad.
is the most optimal thing, according to Shockwave. Ooh.
And I do agree with what you were stating earlier. The voice of Megatron in Beast Wars is
Ooh.
iconic, even among like all the series of Transformers.
So,
Yeah,
just to bring this up, Hasbro for the anniversary is going back and creating some vintage figures. Like, as in, these are the same mold. I don't know if they're the same molds per se, but
Yeah,
these
that's what I
are
was going
the
to ask. It looks like it actually, just
yeah
based on the articulation and the detail. It looks like it might be the same mold, maybe
the
cleaned
same
up a bit, but
the same goofy feet.
which I mean, I would assume they would still have those files on record, so that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the gun even like is a squirt gun.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, you remember when they used to try to do that with everything? Like everything was a squirt gun or had like a little missile in it, and you would always either break the pump or lose the missile.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember I was in the car with my brother, and I was playing around with one of my Transformers, and I turned around to shoot the missile at him, but he had the window open, and it went flying out the window as we're like on the expressway. I'm like, I'm never getting that back.
Mine were all lost outside in the dirt somewhere. Sorry, I'm trying to shove food in my face.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with the big BattleTech toys that I had, and they had missiles at the wazoo. So I lost like dozens of those.
Oh, I can only imagine. Oh, the colors glow off to it. Like it's a
Yeah.
little more gray. I just noticed because I
Right.
remember he was more blue.
Yeah, and it looks like a paler yellow. So it could
Maybe it's
be
just those photos.
it could be like the classic coloration versus whatever the new mold is going to be too. We don't know until we see it, right?
Mm-hmm. So basically, there's like four main figures. It looks like they're doing the vintage.
Okay.
So
Nice. Yeah.
getting Optimus.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, those look like the same molds. They really do. Just at first glance.
Well, they're even calling them the vintage line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
The silly face mask.
Yeah. Yeah. It almost looks more like a bat than it does a gorilla.
Which, I did notice they actually are using this face on some of the current toys.
Okay. Sorry, go off camera again.
That's fine. Yep. So we also got Optimus, and we got a Rat Trap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks exactly the same because you can see where the hinge pins pop through the back of.
Oh.
They didn't clean that up at all.
But it's like you always like you got the Rat Trap, so you had to like try to put him out, try to scare your mom.
Oh no, my mom knew.
And they never fell for it. So I always knew, like, oh yeah, just put your Transformers away, son. It's like, how'd she know? It's like, well, she kind of bought it for you. I'm pretty sure she'd be able to recognize it.
Also, not moving. Also, giant. Unless you live in New York, where that's a commonplace thing.
In that case, it'd be a little small.
Yeah.
I don't know, they all have this like silly secondary headpiece to them. I noticed.
Was that really a thing in the show? I don't recall that.
No, it was one of those. I'm guessing it was one of those things that just kind of carried over from the Japanese version.
Okay.
That because I don't know. It's like there's another one that looks like he has like bat wings on his head.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's just odd.
But hey, for anyone who wants that, who always wanted that Megatron toy from back then that they never got a chance to get, here your chances now.
I mean, you'd probably be looking to pay less, equal to or less than for this than an original first release if you go to a place like Toy Vault or something that has collector vintage toys from people, because those prices are inflated a lot of the time. And you don't get the box and get, not in a lot of cases anyway.
You know. Oh, it's cool. They even got the Kenner logo on there. I just noticed. Again, there's the spray cannon.
Nice. Yep. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's so much fun. A lot of really cool, interesting ones they got coming out.
That's a good opportunity for people like ourselves, our age, that have children to introduce and say, "Hey, look, this is what's cool when I was young, and this is literally the toy I had. So if you want this, if you want to share this, we can do this." Like that's a good stepping stone.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, with the amount of visibility in life that the series has had, we've had a couple movies from Michael Bay that have had it out there for better or worse, depending on your opinions on Devastator, Truck Nuts.
Yeah. They got better, in my opinion, towards the end when they slowed down a little bit. And then when they did the Bumblebee movie after the original run of Michael Bay, that was a much bigger step up towards what it should have looked like all along. So they did eventually get better.
I still have not seen it. I mean, I should say I've at least seen the Cybertron scene. I had to go look that up and yeah, this is obviously what it should have been all along.
Yeah, I saw about half of it.
Why can we never get a good movie about a war on Cybertron? It really has to be everything on Earth with the youth. Just give us a war on Cybertron.
Well,
the first days of the war, Optimus leading, showing how he develops as a leader.
I'm gonna say something spicy. You give Chicago a few more years, you might be able to use that as Cybertron. Until then, it's all just, where do you film it? And is it all CGI?
Well, I mean, at that point, you could have Chicago on one side and then pan across towards Detroit.
Yeah. I think we could turn Detroit into Keon City, right?
Oh, maybe.
Guess this is as good as mine, man.
I mean, it was the capital of the Decepticons, and that place, there's much of a difference if we're talking about a rundown place ruled by evil giant robots.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Again, at this point, if you're going to expect the Cybertron, it's going to be CGI. And with Hollywood going the way it's going and budgets, most likely going to be shrinking down to probably where they should be if you want quality films on a budget, then CGI is going to be at a premium.
Well, I just hope it follows the B movie aesthetics instead of the whole Michael Bay section. We all know how that's going to go. It's going to go boom, 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 gun, boom, these explosions and shit.
I don't think he's ever going to touch that genre or that franchise again.
Didn't I hear he had about 14 other movies planned?
If they give him enough money, he'll probably go back to it. But I would imagine he's sick of it at this point. What did he do after that?
So nothing.
So it seems to me that, I mean, there is a current version we could always go with that is out there, and that's the current ongoing Netflix series, the War for Cybertron trilogy. Are either of you two familiar with these two?
I know it exists.
Yes, it's pretty good.
Me and Netflix have a bad relationship now, so.
You don't think it's very cute?
Got a bad relationship with Netflix. Yeah, I really love the G1 design.
Okay, no, he's done a few things. He did 6 Underground, which I honestly enjoyed, which was probably the last thing on Netflix that I actually enjoyed, was 6 Underground.
That was 50-50 for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Netflix series really wasn't that bad for what we've had so far for Transformers. I mean, there's a couple of problems I don't like. Like, for example, immediately Soundwave is, I think, a problem, is the fact that you have a Soundwave that doesn't have the voice modulation, which, in my opinion, is the gravest sin you can have.
Agreed. Yeah, that's iconic to that character. You need that.
Yep. There are two things you must do with Soundwave. He must turn into a cassette player, and he must have that modulation.
That'd
Nobody
be
wants a
the
CD player Soundwave.
that would be
I
the
mean,
only bad thing
I mean,
about sharing that with your kids is what is he turning into? I don't get it. What is this? What's this thing? You can't just turn
No,
him into
they have
streaming
no
music, you
idea
know?
what's the meaning of that.
I mean, you just turn him into a big
I mean,
old,
I'm
a
not
big old
saying there are
massive
people
box.
that still have these. I'm not saying
Even
there
an
are people who
iPod
still
would be
don't
dated for
have
him to
these,
turn
but
into.
And they've tried it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
I
Laserbeak.
don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe turn them into an iPhone or something. We'll probably turn them into an iPhone or something.
God. That just reminds me of the little whatever it was in the first Michael Bay Transformers. I don't remember what it was, whether it was Laserbeak or not, but the little one that did all the sabotage on Air Force One. I think that
Oh,
turned into like a little radio or something.
I think it was supposed to be Ravage.
Okay, I would be
My
totally
laser beak though.
okay if they
Nice.
followed. Okay, look at the Transformers Prime show, their version of Soundwave, and I'll be perfectly okay if they did that equivalent to that.
Mhm.
I mean, the guy was terrifying, silent, pretty much a ruthless killing machine. Yeah. And his laser beak looked kind of cool, so yeah, I was pretty okay.
Alien Ogre had all the cool toys.
Yeah, I knew a guy that had a few Gen ones. He had the Walther Megatron. He had Soundwave.
But if you know,
A couple others.
but you know something, do they actually have to make the Transformers movies in the modern times? I think they could use it in the past. I mean, literally, we've seen numerous movies go into the old ages.
Yeah, that would be if you were to do it now, it would probably be an '80s thing, given the trend of movies to be set in that era now. Or
Yeah,
not a
the time
trend,
for
but
things
there have
were
been a few
simpler.
instances.
At this point, it seems like Hollywood's just going to have to go and build a city to be perpetually set in the 80s, just to be able to keep up all the set designs the same.
I'd be
Yeah,
afraid of
look
too
at
many people moving in. We miss this too much. We want to move here.
They keep it under wraps. Wait a minute. Maybe that's what Area 51 is.
Area 51 is just this town that looks like it's set in the '80s. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Alien Ogre knows about that town.
Yeah. Oh man, the Dinobots. Actually, yeah, that's right. He had a couple Dinobots too. The Gen 1 Dinobots were amazing.
the original one, they were actually creation by Autobots, right?
Yeah, they didn't have
I don't know.
a truly beast form when they were in beast mode. They just look like robotic dinosaurs.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
And they always had a bit of a orange chrome as part of the plastic, so it was you could obviously tell it was
Oh, that's static.
well,
Now I got to look these up again because I don't remember what all of them look like.
I can barely remember. I can remember the names, but I can't I wouldn't be able to assign the name to the bot Slag, Sludge, and Snarl, and Swoop.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I think that's most of them. And then Dinobot is just Dinobot.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah, we have Grimlock too.
Yeah, Grimlock.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Dinobot is Beast Wars.
Grimlock, Dinobot, Predacons, Predaking. It's really just a matter of shuffling around.
Here we go. Yeah, you're right. Grimlock, Slag, Sludge, Swoop, and Snarl.
Don't forget, the Primes are pretty much a specific type of Autobot themselves. So in a certain way, the Primes are kind of like their own version of bot.
Yeah, it was
the normal.
like a big upgrade package once you took the Matrix. Correct me if I'm wrong. In the Gen 1 movie, Rodimus took the Matrix?
Yes.
Did he transform back into Rodimus after he lost it?
Well, actually, I don't think he did. He actually became Rodimus Prime until he actually opened it.
Okay. I'm trying to remember if he reverted after the fact. I haven't seen that movie in ages, so yeah. Forgive my
Might be
memory.
worth a rewatch.
A lot of things are worth a rewatch for me. I have a queue that's a mile long. and then includes all of Battlestar Galactica. And I'm like 4 episodes in.
Oh, see, I need to, for my own viewing stuff, I need to go finish up Babylon 5, which I'm pretty sure at this rate I'm going to be able to finish that before Gary and Az.
Yeah, probably. Have they even started doing their review episodes yet?
I mean, Az has gone like 10 episodes and Gary's gone like 4. They were supposed to talk about it today, but until my stream, they didn't even talk. They didn't even touch it. So
yeah, it just sounds like something they have on a list, but they're probably never going to get to unless they do like a dedicated stream to it.
Meanwhile, you go look at Gary's Discord and the Babylon 5 channels. Are they going to talk about it? They can talk about it.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've never watched Babylon 5. I watched like 2 episodes, but it's like I think we talked about this before. It's another one on my list to watch.
It's like DS9. If you like that one, you'll like this.
Yeah, and I did. I loved DS9. That was my Star Trek. That and like the tail end of Voyager. A lot of the memories I have of Star Trek are of DS9. So.
Yeah.
See, I finally got around to watching DS9 last year. Love it, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to, and I it's like, all right, well, I want to watch that with the Babylon 5 to kind of pair those two off because like these two are similar. There's the whole thing about the copying, which I've heard some stuff from Razor Fist talking about otherwise with that. So all I know is the two are similar. I can enjoy the two together. Just like after that, I'll get to go finally start Voyager and then get into Battlestar Galactica, which I have really not seen much at all of.
Yeah. So the good thing is, and Pegasus' actual podcast on Thursdays with Supreme Heretic, and then my own rewatch is that show will age very well. There's a lot of that stuff that was covered in Battlestar Galactica that was derided because of the time it was made, which is in the early 2000s, and given the events that happened in the United States at that time, a lot of that, everyone's like, there's too much U.S. politics in this. But on my rewatch, and some people have rewatched it more than I do, I feel like a lot of those events can be translated to whatever the current day event is. Like they translate really well. So it's going to live for a long time, which is why so many people were worried when they were announcing that remake or whatever the story was that was supposed to happen in that universe, which thankfully is probably dead in the water.
The remake?
Yeah, I don't even know what it was supposed to be. It's just the story in the Battlestar universe, but it sounds like it's dead in the water. So,
well, luckily we have so much good stuff. Just like Alien Ogre gets to rewatch the movie, which, oh no, anything but that. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Right. Speaking of which, I mentioned I watched the new Mortal Kombat that came out. I saw that last night. I'm going to do a spoiler-free review tomorrow if I have time after I get out of the thing I have to do regarding next week. Spoiler-free. Swear to God.
Could we get one or two words or less to?
It's like I said in the Discord, where it's good, it's amazing. Where it's bad, it's terrible. There are huge plot contrivances. The pacing issues stem largely from the character they have introduced into the story, and the story is built around it. But everything that was in the trailer is in the movie, and it's great. And if you can prevent yourself from comparing it to the 95 film and the video game and just take it for what it is, it's a great popcorn flick. So I can guarantee there will be people out there that just go watch it and enjoy it.
Which is exactly what people want right now. People want entertainment.
And that's how I'm going to try to frame my review too. Like here's the overarching plots of what I did and did not like, but there's my overall is that people will probably enjoy this movie. Fight scenes on point. Special effects really good. So,
but
definitely go see it.
But does it make you want to play the games?
Yes, only to realize what Mortal Kombat is supposed to be like again.
All right, then. At least it got you to pick up a controller, I guess.
Yeah. So I haven't played 11. I played MKX, and I played that to death. So I haven't played MK11 yet.
It's got RoboCop in it, so that was good enough for me.
Yes. Yeah. I like going online and watching. Some people will do like compilation videos of all the different intros and the exits and all the little banter between the characters, and those are super entertaining. So
I like when Maximilian Dood does those. Does his like rate the finishers, rate all that. where he's gone through like every single game in the series, and he's just done his. He's gone and done just like here's every single finisher, here's every single like fatality, babality, etc.
Yeah, that's ridiculous dedication. That's a lot of footage.
And then he'll have to go and edit it together and cut things down. It's like, oh my god, so much work for that.
Yep. I know that feeling.
But just based on the amount of views he gets, I'd say it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Fenrir? What do you think?
Testing, connection. Knock, knock. You might be on a delay.
Maybe. Oh, let's see. So, just because I was on a bit of a toy mood, figured I'd share off. We had some other some crossovers.
Nice. Is that new? Because I, for some reason, remember this.
I just kind of grabbed all the ones that they've done. So, like, I've seen this in Target.
Yeah.
But I think it's been around for a little bit.
Okay.
And then they also did a comic crossover of the two. So you can, reenact it, I guess.
Yeah. So they've done a lot of that, right? They've done Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, Turtles, and did they do Turtles? Or am I misremembering?
Oh, I don't think they've done Turtles.
I think might be the Batman and Turtles I was thinking of.
Batman and Turtles. That was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good movie.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah.
Also, who doesn't want Slimer?
I don't want him just to paint some eyeballs on him. Some eyeballs and some teeth.
Ooh,
that's cool though.
He gave him some good classic packaging.
Yeah, and the actual form of the toy looks pretty good too. Looking at it in another window, but
I like the box. I like the drawing of it on the box there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it.
It's what I'd have to pick up next time I get a chance. And of course, we also had Top Gun.
Okay, yeah. So that's weird actually, because I have a Robotech Veritech fighter modeled in a building, and that is exactly what that reminds me of. And that first, it just looks like a Veritech fighter with a different helmet, which is fine. Like I'm not arguing with that at all.
He comes with a little tiny motorcycle too.
Nice. That's actually a cool detail. I dig it.
Oh, where was it? That's the top here.
I wonder. It almost looks like it's translucent. Oh god.
Oh.
So now you need the Iceman one. You need like interchangeable helmets.
I'm sure there's a third party, like a guy on eBay who's gone and made a helmet for that.
Yeah, he's got his 3D printer going. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So, going and probably even making some just going and making some little parts to fill in like the details of like the forearms there, which it does look like it's kind of a translucent plastic.
Yeah, and it's weird too because in the plain version it looks very dirty. So I don't know what this actually looks like. Yeah, it looks at the same time dirty and translucent. That's weird.
I almost want it, but not enough to go try and get a scalper.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for that price, yeah.
I mean, of course, we had a DeLorean. I mean, who doesn't want to go back to the future?
Oh God.
With Marty McPrime here.
That's just the proportions aren't very good. That needs some extra articulation on both sides of the sternum area.
Yeah,
because it's just a big square.
He seems pretty stubby and short. Which
there's only so much you can do with that car, especially once you tack all that crap onto it.
Hey, don't worry, he can fly. They fly now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, you should be able to expect that with the thing that's got. Oh my God!
This one is the newest one.
What?
They did an X-Men crossover.
Oh man, Okay, I see it now. That's actually amazing. Now that I see it's the friggin' Blackbird, I couldn't place it at first. I'm like, what is he turning into? That's awesome. I like that.
Oh, he's got himself a little like Psylocke, the Psylocke blade. He's got
Yeah,
like psychic Wolverine claws.
that's
The the visor can come down.
nice. I like that. I like that one a lot. Actually, it's a little bit pricey, but that's creative. And the colors are really good. Actually,
Oh,
I hate
it's
yellow. I hate yellow, but that's an X-Men color, so you have to deal with it. But that blue is very nice.
it's a great blue. Like I wish like that. I at the same time I love and hate the chest piece because it's like it's it come on it's a Liefeld pouch.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if I gotta look this up just to make sure. It almost looks like a Forge, not Forge. Who's the other guy?
Uh,
The other one from the future.
Bishop.
Bishop, yeah.
And don't worry, you can like
Oh, okay.
play
That's not what I'm
fight and
thinking of.
have like him pick up Sabretooth.
Oh, nice. Okay, those are neat. Those are probably like inch and a half figures. Just guessing by looking at it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I guess Bishop is not the one I was thinking of. There's one of them that's got like that, like a cross brace in the front like that.
Cable.
It might be Cable. Well, trying to remember back to the '90s cartoon, which actually, yeah, I think it is Cable. Yep, Cable's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Did you ever see
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm thinking of.
the like Liefeld went to the point of like making a parody of his old art style, and he made a character that's just nothing but pouches, and he called him the Pouch.
Okay, no, I knew Liefeld caught a bunch of crap, but unless I've seen it and it's just not clicking in my head. Oh God. Oh God, that's terrible. I mean, that's amazing, but that's terrible.
How can you not love the Pouch?
Yeah. And he's got like a little pouch dog too. That's awesome. I want to have to go look and see if I can get those.
I'm sure there's like a military surplus store that was willing to sell you enough to make this costume.
Yeah, nice. Oh, I meant the comics, not the pouches.
Oh, I think this was just something made up to just kind of
Okay,
flush
so
out
it's
the
yeah,
joke.
gimmick. All right. Huh.
Or you could go to his website there and buy it.
Yeah. No, I'll pass.
RobLiefeldCreations.com.
That's pretty cool.
Of
Has
course,
Fenrir returned to the land of the living?
I don't know. He got called back to Valhalla, I suppose. But
let's check stream chat real quick. Oh, no, that's just the link. Okay. So it's funny, actually. I was just remembering. So there's a YouTube user with the name Fenrir Fire, and then we have Fenrir the Ice Wolf. So I kind of want to get him in the same stream and be like, we have Fire and Ice, the Fenrir twins.
Fenrir powers combine.
Yeah, and it's cool because Fenrir Fire's his avatar is Kashan Robot Hunter, which is a great short classic anime that I used to love as a kid.
Oh, I don't think I know that one. I'd have to look it up.
So they did a modern remake of it that I couldn't sit through like the first episode of. I didn't like it, but the original was like 2 or 3 episodes. I can shoot you a link in the Discord later.
Right. Yeah, no, that would be great. Oh, it's so a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, memories, sweet little memories.
Make me want to go back there.
Basically. Honestly, now I want to go out to my local toy vault and get at least the Rhinox figure I used to have.
Which, by the way, they are in fact doing a new Rhinox.
Okay, so I'll see which one's cheaper. Yeah, he was my favorite by far.
Oh, Rhinox was always like a loyal, dependable one. I remember.
Yeah, he was the wise one. Like he always had somewhat of a level head, and he had he had twin Gatling guns, and that's always a win with me. I prefer like underslung weapons, so like on the underside of the arm, but to have two like machine pistols is fine. I just remember there's one scene where he's standing outside the Maximal's base, and he's got Waspinator and whatever the female insect one's name was. Black Arachnia, yes. And they're both like flying around. He's just, and there's just this pile of shells at his feet. Like that memory is burned into my head. Fenrir, are you back?
I heard some movement from him.
Yeah, I saw a blip of noise. If he comes back within the next 10 or minutes or so, I'm gonna dunk out and get my stream back set up back.
All right, what?
6:30, but I've got a couple other things to do before then.
All right. Yeah, I'll probably go about another 15 minutes because I got some, I got some problems here at the house going on, and I was like, I said I'm going to do a Transformers Tuesday, and here we are. We're doing Transformers Tuesday, and over the last day or two, I'm like, Mecha Monday sounds better.
Oddly enough, when I first started streaming, I wanted to do my build streams on Mondays and call it Gundam Monday.
Oh,
didn't work out. I ended up doing it on Tuesday, but that was the idea I had. So Mecha Monday works just as well.
Plus, it doesn't just type me. It's like, look, as much as I love me some Transformers and Autobots, there's a little Xeon in my heart too.
Nice, yeah, Mono Eyes, baby. And it's funny too. I can't remember the name, but I know I've heard Robert Meyer Burnett talk about it on Hot Toys with Az. It wasn't Tamino, but it was someone else that worked on both Gundam and Gen 1 Transformers, and that some of the designs carried through from one to the other. I can't remember his name. But it's one of those things where they were around at the same time, and you have the evolution from the super robot era up into the real robot era and to the Transformers. So you have a lot of the same names that worked on. So you see some of the design cues that flow through. Kind of like with the Top Gun Transformer and then the Macross Veritech Fighter, which is another one I loved. I owned the entire Robotech series on DVD. It was like 13 box sets. Loaned it to somebody and never got it back.
Oh, well, I mean, on the plus side, hopefully the news work out with the Macross stuff means you might be able to get a new Blu-ray box set of it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yep.
That, and then I hope that was a doorbell.
It was.
Okay.
Again, someone else has got it, luckily.
Okay. With the news of the Gundam live action series, I'm cautiously optimistic because it's Legendary, and Legendary's done good work, and they did Pacific Rim, and I, say what you will about that movie, I love Pacific Rim.
Oh, it was fun.
I just don't think you can do what they were talking about doing in one movie. So we'll see what happens when it comes out.
Do we know if they're doing an adaptation of the something from Universal Century, or are they doing something new totally?
So the first stream I saw cover it was Mr. H Reviews, and the article he was reading made it sound like it was going to be 0079, Amuro and Char. You can't do that in a 2-hour movie. Sorry. That was my opinion when I started talking about it in my last build stream. Like, if you're going to do anything with 0079, even compressed, it's got to be several movies or at least 2 full-length series. So you need like at least 40 or 50 episodes to even compress that story and still get the core of what was in the 0079.
So I think that if I were to set down my Jetfire, I heard a bit of Fenrir.
Yeah, he's shuffling.
Every day he's shuffling.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I were to, I'm not looking forward to them just saying Xeon, Yahtzee for 2 hours, because that seems like the obvious go-to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, there's something to it, but honestly, I kind of see Xeon as more of a U.S. parallel these days, since there are some similarities.
Yeah, so again, that's one of those things where because it's set in a future where you have this integrated, not quite utopian, but a meritocratic society, not quite Star Trek-esque, but the Federation forces are pretty diverse by nature, and then Xeon is more of a monoculture. That's almost a timeless thing. I'm sure some of the ship designs might be dated and the uniform designs might be super dated, so they might have to update that. But the core of the ethos of that is not something that could, die with age. You'll always have that kind of collectivist versus nationalist. What's the word I'm looking for?
Kind of that dichotomy versus the
Dichotomy. Thank you.
ideology.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. You can
So
always
anyway,
have that.
I think that probably if you were to take the original series and we're gonna greet Mike Beat. How's it going, Mike?
Mike Beat, how are you, sir? Oh, your avatar is Duck Hunt. Oh, okay. I'm always on my phone when I see that, so I can never really tell what it is. Now I see it. That's great.
So I think if we're talking doing an adaptation of the original Gundam, like I'd have to I'd like to see a little bit of setup to explain, maybe even explain a little bit of the original series and going into that, and then probably end like this movie with the reentry into the atmosphere. I think that is probably, in terms of the original Gundam, that is top 5 moments in the series. That just the tension of that reentry, where you have like them having fought for every square inch of space that they've had to go across, and they have not had a moment's rest, and right now this is the most vulnerable they can be. They're not going to be able to fight. They have to, hopefully be able to make it into the reentry and just basically pray to whatever creator that no one will attack them.
Not to circle back to something we were discussing before again, but the way you just described that sounds a lot like the opening episode of Battlestar Galactica, which is 33. It has that same kind of desperate pursuit and combat thing. It's one of the most lauded episodes of television in terms of sci-fi to this day. Definitely at least watch the miniseries in that. But the crew of the Galactica and the civilian fleet they're escorting have to make hyperspace jumps every 33 minutes, and they've been doing it for like 5-6 days. So like everyone is dead tired, they're exhausted, and these machines are just continuously hunting them down. And they get desperate, and then stuff happens that I won't ruin because you haven't seen it, even though it's 20 years old.
Hey,
but
it's a first time for it, so it might always be someone's first time. I mean, this might be someone's first stream of mine, which, given my stream record, it probably is. And I am so glad for everyone who came, especially you, Mike, and Alien Ogre, if you're still out there, and that brightest day guy. Oh, right.
Yeah, that guy. Where's he been? Yeah. So again, I'm cautiously optimistic for that. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, I can I like stutter and stammer myself like, what am I going to talk about?
Right. Yeah. You need someone to vamp off of.
Yeah. Like it's all still pretty new to me, so it's something kind of like learning and figuring out. And
yeah, luckily with my streams, I have years of experience talking only to myself, so I can just kind of ramble my thoughts for a little bit. That was a joke.
Yeah. Oh, well, since getting back on it, we were talking. Well, we'll kind of go another about 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about your Robotech. I wanted to show off at least one of my figures. I haven't had a chance to show off yet.
Oh my god, what size is that? Is that 18?
Oh, it's the leader class, I think. It's like, it was a little pricier.
Yeah, it looks like it's at least 12.
Oh, I love it though. It's like my second jet fighter. Well, not of this scale, but
yeah. Ooh, nice.
Oh, I wish I could light back here, but I think
Yeah.
you can even light the
No,
back.
I get it. I can see it.
And just to take off his little chest plate.
Oh man. Oh, that's nice. That's like a perfect grade level detail.
Oh, it's just gotta.
I mean, look that up real quick. I want to see what size that are. What size that are?
Oh, the chest piece can even like flip over.
Nice. Okay, yeah, it's got one. Yeah.
But I kind of like him in this mode as the Decepticon general, which, by the way, you get to see him as a Decepticon in the Netflix series.
Okay, nice.
As he's like, he's got a bit of that whole honor thing that that this is where they're kind of competing over what are some good ideals of their war with the Autobots.
Okay. All right. It says that the leader class is a 9-inch, but that seems small compared to what you were just showing me.
If I had a measuring tape around.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm spitballing. So that's cool though.
I still happen to have Commander Jetfire. I'll just pull up the Hasbro page for him.
Okay.
Which, for mine, I was going and painting in a couple of the panel lines a bit, so there's a little bit of extra detail to the look.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do a little bit of that tonight when I finish the build for the Alex, which is just the external armor. I bought these, and I have the video up of that trip I took last week to the Gundam shop in Massachusetts. I bought some panel liner. Pens.
Okay. It looks like he is 11 inches.
Okay, so that's closer to what I was thinking.
Unless Ironcaster's a Hobbit, then it might be 9.
I'm not not going to make any accusations. It just looked like it. So I assumed it was at least a 12 to the head, and then the parts in the back look like a little higher, so I was over guessing a little bit.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool little features to it, like these little, I guess in vehicle mode, these are supposed to be able to kind of pop open, so you could, like, in theory, have, like, bots grabbing onto those.
Okay.
And make Macross Jetfire. I don't think they've made that one in quite a while, but I mean, given the updates to the Macross license and that deal with Harmony Gold,
yeah, that just broke, didn't it?
That was something that just recently broke. Like, I remember hearing that Sony was trying to work something out with that, and I don't know. I'm guessing that fell through.
Good.
Yeah, the last thing we need is Sony having more.
Yeah, less consolidation.
Yeah. Yep. Do not need any more of that. Yep. In fact, the original toy was a Macross. Was a Macross design that was imported over for the U.S.
That is probably what I was alluding to earlier when I was trying to think of the artist that went from one to the other. It was probably the Macross and not Gundam that I was thinking of.
Yep. Oh, in fact, there is another YouTuber who I highly recommend for Transformers content. The guy's channel is Chris McFeely.
Okay.
And here, I'll just kind of share. I'm not gonna play any of his videos because I don't want to go with any.
Yeah. It's fine. Just the link is fine.
Yep. So this guy, 130,000 subscribers.
Nice.
But he just does videos, like a 10, 15-minute video. All he does is just talk about, like, the basics on Sea Spray, the basics on triple changers, which I'll have to make sure Fenrir gets to check out. Yeah, Mike, that was basically it. They just brought it over. They probably just removed a piece or two from the toy.
I think so, yeah. Because I don't think the head cannons were on they were on Macross, but they weren't on the Transformer.
All right. Yep. All right. Good job, Alien Ogre. By the way, I highly recommend this stuff. You will not be disappointed.
I'll make sure I jot that down for later.
I can send you one of the videos later. In fact, I think he did a Jetfire video, which would be a perfect link to send you.
I've got his channel. I have quite a few tabs open right now.
So yeah, we'll kind of close looking up a little bit of Jetfire stuff. Yeah. So, what did you happen to see that new Windblade figure from Flame Toys?
Flame Toys. I don't think so. I don't even think I heard about it. I didn't watch a lot of streams on it. Then I'm sure at least Hot Toys would have talked about it because I know they talked about a few things.
Which I think they're actually selling that toy.
I remember when they were doing that. They were remaking the giant Unicron, and that was the last big project I remember following.
So I guess we'll kind of finish sharing. This is a model kit. They've done Flame Toys has done a couple of them. I just pulled it up on Amazon.
Okay.
I
No,
believe
yeah,
that
I don't.
which William Blade, for those of you who are not aware, was a fan designed Transformer.
Okay.
So what happened was, I believe it was via Facebook, the Transformers page every day would go and would put out a poll asking to help design a character. So it was, basic things like Autobot or Decepticon one day. The next would be like, what should the alt mode be? What should the colors be? Etc.
It looks like there's Mecha Girl model kits, so it's along that vein. I can't remember if it's I think it's Kotobukiya.
Oh, I'd buy a Kotobukiya Windblade or RC.
I have not been. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, Kotobukiya Batojo. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
I really wouldn't mind to get a Zatanna.
Yes. Underappreciated character.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so.
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna get a movie with her now.
No, we're not. We're gonna get something that's gonna claim to be a movie with her and be something completely different.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I cynical for a second?
Well, on that depressing note, why don't we go ahead and wrap this up, shall we?
Very well, sir.
All right. Well, I'd love to go ahead and ask Fenrir to promote, but I don't really see that happening at the moment.
What does he promote? He does his whole shtick is he doesn't have any content. He's trying to be the only male YouTuber with the record number of subscribers and no content. I have to say male because if you're a female YouTuber, you probably have a real easy path to get 100 subscribers a day with no content.
Talent with nothing but
talents. Yeah, just pure talents.
Both of them.
So I guess I'll take his place.
Yep. Oh, let me
switch the other one.
Oh, trying to figure out this. Oh shoot!
Oh God! What are you doing?
Oh, there we go.
That's okay. I haven't used Streamlabs yet or StreamYard yet either. So when I first do that, it's going to be awful. Hi, everybody. I'm Brightest Day. I am a small-time YouTuber. I do this kind of more as a hobby. I have a Battlestar Galactica recap and review show that I try to release on Mondays. Tuesdays, I do Gunpla build streams. Thursdays, I do a short video game stream at like 7:30 Eastern time. And then every other day, I try to do some random content, or I don't release content. Again, this is a hobby for me, but I'm trying. Hoping to maybe next month try to get a Green Lantern series going if they ever release the HBO Max series. So whenever that comes about. Until then, just whatever I want to do, I do.
Of course, we gotta pull up my own rings.
Hold on. Now you're calling me out, man.
Oh, that's the one crossover I need. Transformers and Green Lantern.
I didn't hear any of that.
I was saying I would love to have a Transformers Green Lantern crossover.
Yeah, I remember there's some memes out there of it, but that would be pretty sweet too.
Oh, come on. Devastator with a Sinestro Corps ring?
Yeah.
Also, because it wouldn't be a video involving me without my big green boy, who's turning a bit yellow, apparently. I should take him to the doctor mechanic.
I was going to say Unicron with the orange ring because he's so greedy. It's a planet eater. You could do a lot with that. That would be pretty good. There's already memes out there of a Green Lantern Optimus Prime. So.
Oh, at this point, you could basically have a council of consumers, which would have Galactus, Unicron.
Ooh. Avengers level crossover. That would be pretty sweet.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, thank you so much for coming out for this first stream of mine, which has gone a lot better than my infamous D&D stream.
That's okay. I'm glad I was able to support. I don't know what's up with Fenrir, but I hope he's all right.
Yeah, I'll be looking out for him. And yeah. So everyone, thank you for coming out. Make sure to how's that go? Like, comment, subscribe.
Only if you want to grow your channel.
Yes, not just me, Brightest Day, and Fenrir. Let's go ahead and feed the meme.
Subscribe to Fenrir the Ice Wolf. And me, please.
And done. Bye bye.